From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
I'm Jonathan Amberian at the state capitol. Montana leaders have released their first rankings as they plan to allocate more than $200 million in federal money for high-speed internet improvements. But not everyone is on board with the scoring system the state was using.
I'm Joe St. George in Washington. It's a big midterm election year. So where are the biggest races in this country? Who will decide who controls this place come January? We'll break it down next.
Well, Lucille was on the loose, but who's Lucille and where did she slither off to? We'll have that coming up.
That's a great story. You're going to love that one. It might creep you out, though, a little bit. 6:31. Chet Lehman, Matt Elwell with you here on this Tuesday, 9th day of August, feeling very much like August.
It does. You know, and our producer came out and said we need to keep first weather a little short.
Yep.
Very simple. It's hot.
There you go.
Back to you.
All right. Perfect.
Temperatures back into the low 90s, lots of sunshine. We do have some rain chances in the forecast. We'll talk more about that, of course, in just a little bit.
There you go. Thank you, Matt. Short and to the point. 6:31, our top story this half hour. Being on the lookout for lost dogs or cats called being neighborly, but finding a lost python under your porch is not the way some Bozeman neighbors thought they'd lend a hand. TN's Jane McDonald spoke with the owner of his exotic pet and got up close with the sneaky snake itself.
Now, Lucille Ball isn't just the name of an actress, but the name of a ball python that lived right here, and amidst move-in day, got lost, and days later appeared right over there in a neighbor's backyard.
In the back? It was pretty funny. They're like, she's in the pot. I was like, okay.
It's one thing if your dog's missing, but when your snake is missing and it's longer than you are, it's like, what are people going to do when they see her?
While loading up the moving truck to head out of state, Ray's 5'1" python, Lucille Ball, escaped. And after combing the neighborhood, couldn't be found for days.
She went missing on Tuesday evening, and she was found on Sunday evening.
After reporting it to the police and alerting neighbors, all Ray could do was wait. Then a call came in to the Bozeman Police Department to alert them of a found python.
Actually, the funny thing is, the first thing I ran out, I saw all these cop cars outside, and I was like, I'm just looking for, like, are you the snake boy? I'm like, I'm the snake boy. And I was like, all right, come find the snake.
Having only picked up Lucille once before, Miles bucked up the courage and went to grab the snake and posed with the officers as well.
And I had like 5 people send me that clip of like, oh, a wild day in Bozeman. I was like, oh my God, that's mine.
Now that Lucille's adventuring days are over, she's just going to hang tight here with some roommates until her owner can swing by, pick her up, and take her home. In Bozeman, Jane McDonald, MTN News.
Unless she decides to go for a slither again. Meantime, in other news, friends and family gathered at Belgrade High School yesterday to support and cherish their loved ones who are being deployed to Kuwait for a year. Montana Governor Greg Gianforte was there to give thanks and express his gratitude for the men and women being deployed. He also gave thanks to the family members and loved ones who were saying goodbye. Governor Gianforte said they are equally as brave. There are 33 soldiers being deployed to Kuwait with a focus on national security. Platoon Sergeant Adam Bell says the soldiers are enthusiastic, but leaving behind loved ones is never an easy experience. Also, state leaders are preparing to make recommendations on how to distribute more than $200 million in funding to expand access to high-speed internet. They've laid out their initial rankings of dozens of proposed projects. TN senior political reporter Jonathan Amberian reports the next question will be whether to tweak the criteria they'll use to award that money.
Last week, a state contractor released scores for 75 grant applications, with 47 of them set to receive millions of dollars to improve or expand broadband service. At a Monday meeting, applicants praised the work that's been done, but had strong disagreements about the actual scoring.
I recognize this is a Herculean type effort to get to where you've done.
Under the American Rescue Plan Act, or ARPA, Montana was allocated $266 million to expand broadband internet access in underserved areas. The state put together a grant program and invited companies to make proposals. Applicants could get points for offering higher internet speeds to more customers, contributing more matching funds, getting the work done faster, and addressing equity and affordability. The program did not give preference to local Montana companies. In the initial list, 20 of the top-ranked projects were proposed by a single company, Charter Communications. Charter was set to receive nearly half of the available funding. On Monday, a number of local telecom companies shared frustration with the scoring system, saying they believed the rankings missed some of their projects' advantages, and that it encouraged development in denser suburban areas, rather than more rural areas.
If adjustments aren't made prior to this award being made, we'll have to acknowledge that there's a strong likelihood that some in the state will never have fiber to the home.
The Commission is considering adjusting the rankings so that no single provider can receive more than 35% of the grant money. Charter urged members to keep the ranking system as it is, saying it shouldn't matter who the provider is as long as they're accomplishing the goal of improving broadband service.
When we look at the big picture, at least the way I see it on behalf of this company, it's about serving unserved locations, whether that's in Clancy, Montana or Glendive, Montana. We want to get to all of them at some point.
The Commission opted not to make any decisions Monday. They'll consider possible options for a provider cap and for expanding grants to a wider geographic area before coming back for a meeting next week. The broadband discussion won't end after this money is allocated. The state of Montana has already announced plans to apply for additional funding through the bipartisan infrastructure bill passed by Congress last year. Each state is entitled to at least $100 million for broadband improvements, and Montana leaders are hopeful they'll qualify for at least $300 to $500 million. In Helena, Jonathan Amberian, MTN News.
All right, 6:37. The country 13 weeks away from Election Day. While this isn't a presidential election year, all indications point to the fact record money will be spent on congressional races across the country. So where are the most competitive elections? How might the result impact President Biden for the next 2 years? Our Joe St. George takes a look at the polls, the money, and the potential impact for you.
Like it or not, November 8th, Election Day, is quickly approaching. And right now, key decisions are being made by the leaders of the Democratic and Republican parties on where to spend the money and on which candidates. You know, voting happens in every single county across the country, but the reality is control of this place is decided by a handful of states. So where are the Senate races to watch in 2022? Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania are all states that are considered the biggest toss-ups this year for the U.S. Senate. The most money will be spent in those states. Places like Colorado and New Hampshire favor Democrats, but many Republicans think they could win there too. As a result, plenty of cash will be spent there as well. Florida, North Carolina, and Ohio all lean Republican based on polls, but some Democrats think they have a chance, and as a result, big fundraisers and big checks are being written there too. This midterm election will be the most expensive in those states. One estimate has $8.8 billion expected to be spent on this year's campaign. For perspective, the last big midterm in 2018, $3.9 billion was spent. For the moment, the Senate races are attracting the most attention and money. The chamber is split 50-50, and if Republicans pick up just one seat, Senator Mitch McConnell would lead the Senate again, not Senator Chuck Schumer. That would severely limit the power of President Biden for the next 2 years. But don't forget about the House of Representatives. Any new law has to pass that chamber too, and every member is up for re-election this year. Right now, Republicans, who are currently led in the House by Representative Kevin McCarthy, are projected to take back the majority. If that happens, Speaker Nancy Pelosi could retire from Congress. Of course, polls have been wrong before, and they could be wrong again. So in short, expect a very competitive and a very costly autumn in this country. With control of this place on the line in Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
And of course, let's don't forget, for the first time in a very long time, 2 congressional races in Montana this year, with us picking up that extra congressional seat. 6:39 now. We're going to take a break. When we come back, drug